Last question today is from Caleb. Hey guys, how often do you argue religion or politics in your personal life? Have you ever had to cut ties with a friend or loved one because of a disagreement on those topics? I've alluded to this before. I basically do not talk about politics or religion in my personal life outside of discussions with my immediate family, right? So I'll go visit my dad or my mom or talk with former TV director Natan about stuff. I will have political discussions, but essentially I do not have religious or political discussions, period. Very often it will happen in social situations that when people find out what I do, they want to have me comment on something, and I won't refuse, but I will just try really not to. And it's more because I just, I feel like I talk about that enough, and I usually just have other things I would rather talk about with people.
I try to avoid this at all costs. I don't see the point. I guess I'm more likely to talk about religion than I am politics. I think I can keep a cooler head when talking about religion, and I don't think I've ever had to cut ties with a friend or loved one because of this, because of a disagreement on one of these topics. I think that perhaps that is because I avoid talking about it, and I avoid. In some cases, I just avoid becoming friends with people that I think might have opinions that are the opposite of mine.
I've had a couple tie cuttings, so to speak, but only one of them was like deliberate, right? So in the way that you're saying, Lewis, that you would just kind of avoid even getting into those friendships, so to speak, I've had situations where I didn't cut ties per se, but I was exposed to the fact that a couple of friends one was very anti-gay. The other was vehemently anti-Israeli and anti-Jewish in a way that was completely offensive to me, dismissive of the history of anti-Semitism, dismissive of any of the empirical realities around that. And it became so unpleasant to even be around this person that the relationship just kind of naturally evaporated. And there's a couple people that has happened with. The time where I deliberately cut ties, and fortunately the ties have been retied, was when a friend expressed that I mentioned I was going to a gay wedding years ago, and they said that they don't agree with that. And I said, we don't agree with what? The fact that gay people exist, or the fact that in some states at the time, not that many states, they can get married? And they basically just went on what was a pretty anti-gay diatribe. And I just said, okay, well, I can't be in touch with you if this is your point of view. I'm not friends with people that believe these things. And we did not speak for something like 9 months. And eventually, at the behest of his then girlfriend, he reached back out to me and said, listen, I've been telling people about the disagreement we had, and I realized that I was wrong, and I'm apologizing, and I'm reaching out to you. I want to be in touch again. And this person is now one of my better friends again. They have friends who are gay, lesbian. They, with complete lack of any seeming ulterior calculated motives, will bring up things related to gay marriages and same-sex relationships. And it's a change that I was skeptical to believe at the beginning was a real one, but I've been convinced of over the last 5 or so years.
I've certainly never had any situation like that. I do have some very good friends who I know would disagree with me on pretty much everything. But they're not idiots. I mean, they know that bringing this stuff up with me is not a good idea. I don't bring it up with them. We don't discuss it. We just talk about the things we have in common, and it's just it's avoided, and we stay friendly.
All right, there it is. Great questions this week. Keep your questions coming via email, via Twitter, via Facebook, or via our voicemail number 219-2-DAVID-P. And remember that the show doesn't have to end now, even though it is the end of the Friday show. You don't have to wait until Monday for more show, because if you remember, the next thing you could listen to or watch is the bonus show. Go to davidpakman.com/membership to sign up today.